Hi, welcome to Wheels RC. So I'm having trouble with the SCX10 at the moment. Quick history is I bought this second hand from a guy in the Channel Islands. Done a few little videos with it, but the problem is at the moment I go to switch it on and it powers up okay. Then I'm just left with steering. I know the motor works because I've tested that by just bridging it straight to a battery, and the steering works, so I don't think it's a bind problem. So it's bringing me down to thinking that maybe the ESC has gone down. I don't know. So what we're going to do is drag it out of here today, and I can then power it up on the bench and see what's wrong with it. Okay, so there you go. It's all out of the truck now. So let's power up. Power. Connect the motor. Plug the battery in. Okay, now okay, so don't know if you can see that, but that, I know it's under the plastic, but that's flashing. And so there you go, it's working at the moment. Maybe it didn't like where it was, I don't know. Okay, back to you in a minute. Okay, so it's the next day, and what we've done, put everything back in the truck. Got the transmission there, ESC, receiver. Going to power it up like this. The axles aren't connected yet, to see if it does the weird thing that I'm trying to discover what it is, why it's doing it even. So that's the motor plugged in. It's number 2, which is for the ESC. Get it around the right way. So it doesn't feel like a tight fit, that doesn't. It's going in, okay. Right, and now the motor, battery, powers the receiver up, sorry, the transmitter up. Okay. Let's put the steering on it as well. There you go. Everything's working. I don't understand. It wasn't working, I took it out, it worked. So there must be a dodgy wire somewhere. Okay, I'll put it all back together and give it a run, I think. Turn it off. Back in a second. ESC and receiver back at the back of the truck there. I use cable ties to hold everything in because they're inexpensive. You can get about 1,000 for a tenner on eBay somewhere. I do remember somewhere buying that, but that was a while ago now. I'm nearly run out. Come on. Just trying to thread the cable ties through so I can tie this lot down. Trying to get between the shocks. Let's look up over. Here we go, like that. Make sure you thread it underneath all the wire because you don't want the wires tied down. Before you tighten the cable ties down, just make sure you get everything where you need it, and then like that. There we go. Just got to get to one under there and cut the end off. Tighter maybe. Still got a little bit of movement there, but it'll hold. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to connect these drive shafts. I'll put them apart and make sure they're okay. Okay, so I took the drive shafts off of the axles on the SCX10 and they're a bit crunchy. I think they've got sand and stuff in them. So I thought I'd go ahead and show you how they come apart. So you've got your plastic cup with the that screws onto the differential. You should just pull that off there. Okay, and this is the CV joint you've got there. As you can see here, one's a bit crunchy and got cack in it. So get a small screwdriver, there you go, small screwdriver, and just push that little pin out there. Don't lose it. Okay, so that comes out. Is it going to focus? So your pin, it's not that much. There we go. So all that needs to go in for cleaning, and then there's a little ball type deal going on in here. Pull that out, you chuck all that in your box for cleaning. You know, push the literally it's a push fit, it just slides in there. The ball, the drive pin keeps it in there, and that plastic cover just there keeps the drive pin in. Okay, so everything goes in there. We zoom out a little bit. get your cleaner, there are other cleaners available, and just give it a blast. Just that. Soak it all in a bath of WD-40, just like that. That's all it needs. It just needs a massive clean. So make sure you've got plenty in there, like that. These are the bearings from my my other truck that I built. No, they're not. They're the bearings from the SCX10 transmission. Okay, so give that a bit of soak and give it half an hour just to work itself in, and then we can put them all out and clean it all, and then re-lubricate it. If you use that like I do, that's not a cleaner. Sorry, that's a cleaner, it's not a lubricant. You're going to have to put an oil of some kind or a grease of some kind on all of this so it runs properly and it lasts a long time. That I can't see anywhere on my stuff at the moment, but I'll have a good inspection of it when it's all clean. See you in a second. So WD-40 is normally an amber colour. That just shows you how much dirt was in those bearings and the drive shafts. Okay, so everything's cleaned. They were a bit grubby, and it's a simple case of putting it all together now. I can urge you to take note about what drive shaft came from where, because as you can tell, you can't tell like that, but you can tell like that, these are different lengths, and I didn't. However, having a little measure up on the chassis, I believe the short drive shaft to be the front one and the long drive shaft to be the rear one. We will soon find out. So when you've got all your gunk and grit and everything else out of your drive shaft ends, you need to put it all back together. So you have your engine drive shaft just there. This is the engine normally you don't see. Now you've got your little little feather there, don't know what he's called, but he goes in that hole just there. Make sure you've got the hole in that lined up so you can see through it, kind of. There you go, just like that. And get your little drive pin there, throw that bit in there. Took me 3 attempts last time, so hopefully I've learned. There we go. No, you don't do that first. You line that up like that. You get your metal cover, which that hole there, you just about see it. That slips over there and lines up with the hole in the drive pin and the little round thingy, and that goes through there. So that is what you're left with. The pin that goes through like that. That gives you your circular motion there, so the drive shaft works. Be careful, your pins do fall out, alright? Just like that. But you won't be describing everything to a camera, so yours should fit and go in perfectly. and then you put your plastic cotter on, just like that, making sure you get the large hole, because there's a large hole and a small hole. You can hear the giggling already. Small hole, large hole. Okay, over the small hole and the large hole on your metal fella, just here. And that goes on. Just like that. It covers that, keeps that pinning. Okay, and then you just got to oil it. Now I used that, okay, because I forgot I have that. This is ZX1, it's really good stuff. It kind of coats the metal surfaces so they don't wear out. Quite watery. Apply it liberally all over, just as you can see there. Put in the holes and work it all in. Just by doing basically that. Yeah. Okay. Feels a lot smoother now. Right. So now then, what you have to do, you make sure the camera can see what you're doing first. That over there. We need that. Now line your drive shaft splines up. Sorry, I'm all hands here. Not a lot to see really. Just like that. And then get the bigger hole that I was talking about lined up towards you. And line your drive shafts up with the hole for the differential drive. Okay, so the screw for the to secure the drive shaft to the differential. A touch of Loctite. We don't need as much as that, and you just get all that to line up. Doesn't need to be forced. Okay, do it up. Just nip it up. Doesn't have to be mega tight. And yep, they seem to be alright. Okay. So now then, everything's back in. It can run. The drive shafts seem to be nice and clean now. Let's lift it off the floor with a couple of tyres and see, not that one, that one, and see if this is still going to run. That is awful. Look at the front wheels. What the hell is wrong with this? Right, this will have to be a project for another day. As I throw a screwdriver on the floor. Okay, so I'll come back to this, find out what's wrong with it and let you know. So, thanks for watching Wheels RC. It turned into a differential drive shaft overhaul. So, hope it was informative. I know most guys know about all this now, but there are people out there that don't. So, okay, so it doesn't run very well. Something wrong with it. These wheels are, looks like they're missing gears inside. Don't know how, because it's hard to be run. Project for another day. I'm going to take it apart, find out what's wrong with it and all that. Thanks for viewing, thanks for clicking, liking and subscribing. Look forward to all your comments, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks a lot guys, bye.